Stories are magical, whether you believe them or not. My name is Osadmebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Isaiah Agoro, and it's titled Nicholas. Hey! I intensified my grip on the baseball bat. Stop! Turn around before I hit you. He paused for a second as I stood at the doorway. He made a slow turn, away from the kitchen counter, with half a sandwich stuck in his mouth. Man, what kind of costume is this? Is this what you damn robbers wear these days? Dressing up as Santa to go around robbing people? What do you think this is? Friday after next? You mean this? He pulled his outfit with a pinch as if to examine it. But it is not a costume. I am not here to rob you, he defended. Then why in 9 bloody planets are you dressed like an ancient clown, making peanut butter sandwich in my damn kitchen? I exclaimed, waving the baseball bat at his red tunic and brown leather belt, with quirky-ass red woolen trousers tucked into black boots. Well, because I am Santa. Who? Santa. I laughed maniacally. Man, what have you smoked? Smoked? Nothing. I am truly not here to rob you. Then who the bloody hell are you, and what do you want? I raised the bat higher, and he flinched. I am Nicholas. It was a few days to 27 years since I moved to New York, and I had never met someone with his accent. I stared at him, still holding my bat high. Please, he said. I did not mean to be of any trouble. 'Twas a stretched walk and a long way through the snow before the lights beaming through your window caught my attention. I thought you were up. Yeah, Black Santa, I'm up. And you might be down if you don't start spilling why you broke into my house at midnight. And how in the world did you even get in? Well, I just wanted some tea. Nicholas pointed to the mug on the counter. And some sandwich, I see. Man, does this look like a soup kitchen to you? I am sorry, but I didn't find any kitchens open. I assumed everyone would have gone to bed, dreaming about the gifts they would see beneath their trees in the morning. What the hell are you talking about? He could see the confusion on my face. Heck, I'm calling the police on your ass. Wait, look. I am sorry, said Nicholas. I am truly sorry. As I said, I just needed some hot tea. I was freezing out there. I noticed the tiredness in his crooked voice and in the creases on his face. His black boots held the sweat of snow. He leaned back on one leg, shifting his weight, and I could see he needed to sit down. but I could not trust him. How did you even get into the house? The only way I do. His eyes suggested I should know. Seeing my confusion, he continued. Down the chimney. The what? This is all a joke, right? I do not see how it is funny. Nicholas shrugged. He loosened the latch on his belt. 'Twas hard climbing up to the roof. 'Twas slippery and all, but I owe credit to my boots. Normally, I would have my reindeers land on the roof, but the fellas down the street attacked and slayed them all. I escaped after they took my bag. Hold up. I hesitated. You're telling me that you rode reindeers through the city and you got attacked? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. He sipped some tea from the cup, then stroked his free hand through his thick, curled black beards. He caught sight of a little sitting stool in the corner, hobbled towards it, and heaved as he sat on it. He looked up at me and continued. You see, I landed for a gift dispatch, and they grabbed me, killed every last one of my reindeers. Man, you are on crack. No crack. You know what? I don't want to deal with this right now. No, not today. I'll give you a chance to finish that tea, sir, and get your ass out my door or back up through the chimney. Your choice. But you need to leave before I finish what those dudes started. He looked very unbothered about what I had just said. He took another sip from the mug and muttered, I need shelter. Sorry, what? He stood up, hobbled back to the counter and placed the mug on it, then turned to face me. Please, I need shelter. Until the morning, at least. Was that also on your list when you broke in? It was not. But neither was having a conversation with the owner of the house. But here you are, talking to me. I stood there in utter disbelief. My eyes glazed over, staring at him. Was any of this real? How could I trust a man claiming to be Santa with no red sacks bulging with gifts? And no puffy red coat? A black Santa. I always thought Santa was white. But here I am, facing a black man with a rather peculiar accent and a sad tale of robbery. I cannot believe this, I said. I don't even believe in Santa to start with. That is probably why fate brought me to you. We all have our doubts, and the universe has a way to disprove them. Oh yeah? What is your doubt? Well, of all my years journeying around the world, delivering gifts from the capital, I have never interacted with an actual person. You're my first, and I always doubted humans had true empathy. Oh, so you think I have empathy? I am still in your kitchen, am I not? And your bat is now resting below your waistline. So, Yes, I will say that you have empathy. Just the couch. I could really use some rest before I set out in the morning, please. Like you could get anything else. With that, I realized he had breached my defenses. I pointed in the direction of the living room where he had slid down the chimney into and followed behind, still holding the bat in my hand. Placing the bat within arm's length, I set up the couch for him. I kept thinking about the oddity of this encounter. It seemed like a dream. For all I knew, I could be sleepwalking. It was past 2 a.m., and I was in my living room, setting up a bed for a man who came down the chimney for tea and some bread. He didn't even have a single gift box with him. How am I going to explain to my wife and daughter that I let a stranger, who said he was Santa, sleep in our house? You do not have to worry about that, Nicholas said. I will be out before they get up. What the hell? Did you just read my mind? Ah, how else do you think we hear wishes? He said. That freaked me out. I couldn't say anything. Heck, I couldn't even think anything. But it also sort of reinforced his claims. He might actually be Santa. Couch made up. I watched him remove his boots and lay down. Thank you, he said as he made himself comfortable. I found his voice a bit funny. You're welcome, I responded. And then I thought my daughter might actually relish the chance to meet him. You know, if you don't mind, you could wait around for breakfast. It's a big turkey for just 3 people anyway. Yes, please, he said. Thank you. He raised his brows in anticipation. I realized he wanted my name. Alfred. But you can call me Fred. Thank you, Fred. Good night. Good night, Nicholas. I hit the light switch, and as I began to walk upstairs, he had begun to snore lightly. At exactly 5 a.m, my alarm went off. I stopped the chiming and rolled over to face my wife. Morning, babe. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, love, she mumbled. The bedside digital clock display reflected on her face. She had a half smile and a not quite ready to get up grasp of her pillow. Seeing her so warmed my heart. I got out of bed, brushed my teeth, and went to our daughter's bedroom. Merry Christmas, sunshine, I whispered, and kissed her forehead. She was still deep in sleep. I walked down the stairs. Nicholas, still tucked up on the couch, stretched a little as I walked past him to the kitchen. I removed the turkey from the fridge, hoping it was fully defrosted. It was. So I started preparing breakfast. 3 hours later, I was done and setting the table. I heard Nicholas yawn and smack his lips a few times, so I headed to the living room. Good morning, I greeted. I hope you slept okay. I put a toothbrush and paste in the guest bathroom to your left. Thank you, Fred, he responded. I did sleep okay. It was a good night, considering. He dragged his feet to the bathroom. Good morning, he finished, shutting the bathroom door behind him. My wife came down to the kitchen, her face confused. Whispering, I told her about my 2 a.m. encounter. Still whispering, we argued back and forth. So you allowed him stay the night? Babe, I had no choice, I defended. He says he's Santa. You don't sound so convinced, babe, she countered. Well, I was hoping I wasn't hungover from last night's drinking. Did he at least bring a gift? Right. I must have skipped that part of the story, babe. He didn't bring anything. Ha! Charming, she scoffed. We heard movement in the living room and stopped arguing. I gestured for us to head to the living room, and my wife whispered, After you, Santa's little helper. As we walked in, Nicholas had folded the couch extension and had just finished putting on his boots. Beaming, he rose to his feet. Hello, I am Nicholas. He extended his hand to my wife. And I am sorry for the trouble. I did not mean to. It's all right, Nicholas, my husband explained. Papa! My daughter called from the top of the stairs. Hi, Princess, I called back to her and walked to the bottom of the stairs. Now there's my little sunshine. She skipped halfway down the stairs and jumped straight into my arms. Merry Christmas, Daddy. I kissed her cheek. Merry Christmas, baby. She paused and looked at Nicholas with comfortable calmness, as if she had met him before. He looked back at her, a softer smile on his face, and in an equally softer voice he said, Merry Christmas, little dove. I had never seen the smile which lit up my baby's face. Immediately she wriggled off me and went to him. Welcome to our house, she said, taking his hand and dragging him to the couch. They sat together, chattering away like old friends. I stared in amazement. Their bond was instant. My wife could see it too. My daughter was beaming, giggling at Nicholas's stories. In that moment, we had no more doubts that he was Santa. We invited Nicholas to the table and shared funny stories as we ate. I told them about the recipe, how it was my father's and his father's before him. I told him the jokes my father told about cooking. He always said, if it's delicious, claim the recipe. If it's not, say it's your father's. They all laughed. Nicholas told us about how each year the Citadel received letters filled with wishes, and how he flew to cities to distribute gifts after the Citadel had secured them. He mentioned the Citadel was in eastern Turkey. That was a major surprise. As he talked about how he lost his magic wand, he tore off the turkey lap. Using it as a makeshift wand, he explained how it allowed him access through chimneys. It made his reindeers fly too. Those thieves broke it, he said. I walked out the door after delivering a gift. Noticing our puzzled looks, he clarified. That home did not have a chimney, so it was a front door delivery, he chuckled. We paid rapt attention to his stories. They were magical. It was like having Jesus share stories of his miracles with you at a Passover meal, or having Martin Luther King Jr. narrate his nightmares to you on MLK Day. Fred. Yeah, Nick. This is the best turkey I ever tasted. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. That means a lot. You know, I tried cracking the bone with my teeth a moment ago. You did? Yes. I giggled. Poor you. I would try anything in life. Flaming hot food, 100% gin, fried pork meat, God bless my heart, and some cigar to roast away the fat. All of that, but I would not dare crack the bones of a Christmas turkey. Yes, I have learned my lesson now, he laughed. Nicholas, my daughter said. Yes, darling. Thank you. You're most welcome, little dove, he said, the soft smile returning to his face. I looked at my wife and our eyes met. She was as confused as I was about what was going on between the two of them. We finished our meal and packed up the dishes. I gave Nicholas a change of clothes and a pair of slippers. He joined me in front of the fire for a drink. So, what was that about? I asked him. What do you mean? So, now you're pretending you didn't already walk through my mind. I did not. I cannot. He looked worried. You see, my wand gave me all the powers I had. Those powers, they start to wear off when I stay long without my wand. I was not sure what to say. That's okay, Nicholas. You can stay here till we figure out what to do with your magicless ass. He laughed and thanked me, then asked, So, what were you going to ask me? My daughter, I responded. She thanked you. What for? I had thought all night long about why this must have happened. What I'm here for. Was it fate? Or something less important? It eluded me. All night it eluded me. It was not until I laid eyes on her this morning and she smiled that I found my answer. He turned his face to me, and almost in a whisper he said, I am here because I am the answer to her wish. And what was her wish? He looked away and stared at the crackling fire. She wished to meet a real-life Santa, like the one she sees in the movies and in the books. I stared at him in awe, totally amazed at how things had worked out. With a quiet smile, I told him, You're not just the answer to her wish, you know. He turned to me. You granted mine too. I did? What was your wish? I dropped the cup I had been holding on the little table between us. It's the first Christmas since I got my promotion at work. The first one since I got this house and everything, I explained, waving my hand in the air, gesturing at our home. Then I paused, before continuing a bit subdued. Also, it's the first Christmas without my twin brother. I choked up. I wished I could have one more Christmas feast with him again. I can't quite explain it, Nicholas, but having you here felt like having him around. He looked at me shocked. Turning his face away from me slightly, He lifted his drink to his lips and sipped. Time stood still as we sat in comfortable silence. After a few minutes, the fire crackled, releasing tiny sparks of fire which wafted between us. Under his breath, Nicholas whispered, "Merry Christmas, dear brother." Isaiah Agoro is a Nigerian storyteller and contemporary poet living in London, United Kingdom. He started out writing poetry based on personal experiences and evolved to crafting poems exploring complex emotions, complexities shared and appreciated by a wider audience. Themes of trauma, love, memories, and nature are central to his work. Isaiah is a digital marketing officer, putting his digital campaign development and digital strategy skills to use at the Science Museum. You can read more of his work on Medium at Isaiah Agoro. Read his work and connect with him on Instagram at Isaiah Agoro. Or connect with him on X at Agoro_Isaiah and on LinkedIn at Isaiah Agoro. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone, everyone, that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.